Jingle bells. All right. I'm like the duck at the carnival, in the shooting gallery. All right, now he's got me situated. This camera. It's me, right? Is it me?
No, it's just the camera is just very unforgiving. It is.
Don't I know? It is an unforgiving camera, brother.
I know. I need to start bringing a hairbrush or wearing a hat or something because my hair is just a mess from my helmet every time I come in here.
There you go.
I mean, you think ahead though. You always bring a hat to everything
Always,
we do.
always.
Everything.
Yep. That's a grade school habit.
You know the are you still taking the BioSil?
Oh, how's my face look?
It looks good. Well, the reason why I ask is because I've noticed if I don't take it for a week, the hair on my face doesn't grow
As fast?
as fast.
Could be.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I take it every day. Every day.
You shave every day?
Absolutely. Have to.
Regular razor or
Regular razor.
regular razor?
Mm-hmm. No straight razor. No. Can't make a mistake with that.
Oh, you only one time.
So there's some strange stories. Look, the holidays can be. It's supposed to be a wholesome time, but there's stories that float around that are peculiar. I'll ask Stephen. Let's see if Stephen has heard of either of these two things. Have you ever heard, Stephen or Gary, of man flu?
What?
Yes.
You have?
Well, two things. I haven't heard man flu specifically, but I saw the article. I think it was printed out yesterday. But I'm well aware of the man-baby syndrome. When men get sick, we turn into little crying babies.
I never heard the expression man flu.
I didn't either, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Are you familiar with Christmas tree syndrome?
Yes, that I have.
No.
I must not get out much. Man flu and Christmas tree syndrome. Two strange stories for the holidays. I'll report on them. And we're doing posts. We're now doing these little vignettes. Gary posted one last night. I did one on stress and using mindfulness as a strategy to cope with stress. And it works. We need to probably follow up on that. When I say you have to be in the moment, then you stop me right there. I probably should do part 2 of that and then explain what I mean about being in the moment.
Right.
And the vignette is quick. I talk about holiday stress, and then I say one way to deal with it is to practice mindfulness. Not mindful meditation, that's legitimate as well, but mindful living. And then I say something to the effect, and the way you want to focus on the moment, you want to focus on your what you're doing and your purpose. What is the purpose in being in that moment? And then I comment that it's easy to say, not so easy to do. Try it. You're going to say, wait a minute, some of the things I do are mundane. Why should I be so zeroed in on that when I could be doing X and thinking about Y and Z? Maybe just try and you'll see what I'm getting at. Like if you're shopping and you're trying to find that gift for somebody for whom you have a difficult time finding a gift, you need to zero in just on that and not think about, as I said the other day, the turkey that you have to stuff, the food you have to prepare, the travel plans that you didn't make fully, and you're distracted and you're trying to buy that gift for the person who has everything, and you're not having any luck. Get in the total moment. Just try it. Not easy. It's not.
Have you ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty?
Is that
Jim Carrey?
Carrey, yes.
And Morgan Freeman. There's a part where they're in Buffalo, and like Buffalo is just exploding and coming to an end. And Jim Carrey promised Morgan Freeman that he would show up and help him mop the floor. Okay. And they mopped the floor. But that's all they focused on. Not Jim Carrey being, taking the...
Just mopping the floor.
Mopping the floor. And every time you talk about that, I think about that and that movie where they focused, the world was just crushing around them, and they were mopping the floor.
It's what parents try to get their children to do. You have a child that's pretty precocious, for example, and wants to do this and do that and do everything all at once at the same time, and they're just so frenetic, and you stop them and you say to them, look, Johnny or Mary, we're going to decorate the tree. Let's just decorate. Let's focus on the tree. Let's just do the tree. And we try to do that with children. Well, we need to take our own advice. It's not easy. It really isn't. I get tempted to drift myself. We do this when we're driving. The driving gets boring, and then our mind drifts off to the meeting that we're going to go to here, what we're going to do. I do a lot of my creative stuff in my head when I'm driving. I need to focus more on my driving. Right?
There's handprints in your dashboard.
That's you grabbing on. So I took Dr. Bird for a ride in my car the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know if she said something about stopping off getting medication after she was done. Oh my God.
That car handles though, so it's not like it's
715 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We have fun. It's fun. So I hope you're having fun. I hope your holidays are as best you can make them as good as you can. It's all you can do. And I was thinking about my mom last night. I think about her all the time, but it's the holidays. And she would, right about this time now, she would have been baking, getting ready, preparing things. She was amazing. And your mom, I'm sure, is the same way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the person listening and watching the show. And it just, it was the lesson there was the commitment to the family. And that was a demonstration of love, right? That's what we miss. We miss the point, and we miss them for doing that. Those are gifts. They didn't come in a package, but they were wonderful gifts. My mom in the kitchen, I can see her now. And sometimes she would make the cookies from scratch. Italian cookies, or whatever she was making. And I could see her standing there working. 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, right about now, I guess, she would start, you'd get it going. I miss that. Those are the things we miss.
I miss the smell of my mother.
Your mom.
Is
that right? Her scent.
Yeah, I have a brush, and when we went up to Tennessee, after she died,
her scent is on the brush.
I took her brush and I put it in a Ziploc. So I'm going to start crying.
Oh,
and every once, because her birthday's Christmas Eve.
Is that right?
Yes, and my uncle's also. Yeah, the uncle I named my son after is Christmas Eve.
Those are the things that we remember about these holidays. And I guess we should try to remember them in an optimistic way, in a way of celebration. Those were wonderful gifts, weren't they? That our parents gave us.
Simple things. Simple
things, man. We were poor, but you know what? Life was rich. What a privilege to have parents like that.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
So I went to the Urban Dictionary. You can go there too yourself, urbandictionary.com. And I looked up man flu. Man flu. And they define it as a condition. This is tongue-in-cheek now. A condition shared by all males wherein a common illness, usually a mild cold, is perceived by the patient as life-threatening. This is also known as, they say in the Urban Dictionary, fishing for sympathy or chronic exaggeration. And women make fun of men for being crybabies or wimps, right? They get a little cold and say, "Oh, you poor thing," right? And there was a story that came across the transom the other day. I didn't get a chance to report on it. I'll give credit to Anna Sandalou, who wrote the article. And this concept of man flu has been around for a long, long time, decades. She reports it's like an urban myth. All right? Now, and of course, the first part of the article, she's being sardonic, ironic. But she said, but what if society has been... She made fun of men, and that's okay. They are a bunch of babies.
I know two of them.
I know two of them. But what if she says society's been unfair toward men with man flu all along? She said, what if our preconceived notions of what it means to take it like a man have stood in the way of understanding the illness and assessing the scientific evidence? Well, there's a researcher at the Memorial University of Newfoundland in Canada with an unfortunate last name. He's a guy. His name is Dr. Kyle Sue. S-U-E. Dr. Sue. It's a guy. So when I say Dr. Sue, I'm not saying her first name. That's the guy's last name. He published a study. It got published in the British Medical Journal, man. The Christmas edition, no less. And he found in his studies, he used medical databases. He went to Cochrane, he went to PubMed, Medline, and so on. And he found that adult men are not only, he said, more likely to be admitted into the hospital with influenza, but the rates of influenza-associated deaths, he commented, are also higher in men compared with women of the same age. Oh, so what are we to infer from that? That men are wimps, or that women have better immune systems? Significantly, these associations were strong correlations, regardless of the underlying conditions, such as heart disease, cancer, chronic respiratory system disease, or renal disease. So, as Dr. Sue notes, until now, quote, no scientific review has examined whether the term man flu is appropriately defined or just an ingrained pejorative term with no scientific basis, end quote. Man flu is used pejoratively. It's used to make fun of men because when they get sick, they turn into sissies. Some say. Not all guys. So Dr. Seuss set about to find out, well, is it the case that men may be more susceptible to flu? In fact, men may not be exaggerating their symptoms. They may get sicker than women when they get the flu. It could very well be. In fact, because they have weaker immune response to viral respiratory viruses, leading to greater morbidity and mortality, he said, than is observed in women. So, don't make fun. Men may be more, it could very well be.
I know Angela's listening, so I just want her to make sure she hears that from you.
I wonder what men could bear the pain and agony of childbirth. Try that on for size. So there are some studies out there suggesting that men are not wimps. Rather, it may be that they in fact have weaker immune systems that simply make them respond differently to the illness. It was commented on in the article. All kidding aside, it could be that That's the case. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. Right?
No.
I fully believe in it. Whether it's just a something in our head or it's an actual physical thing, I definitely
think men are
well, me specifically, and I think a lot of men in general, when we do get sick and we've got a significant other, they kind of poke fun at us for being a little bit of a baby about it, laying in bed and saying I don't want to go to work and all that kind of stuff. I did read on a website, it's called Gizmodo. They kind of were talking about this article as well, and apparently the BMJ they put out their holiday issue, which tends to have a little bit more tongue-in-cheekish articles.
Yeah.
So I mean, while there is research behind it, and they did kind of correlate some things, it's also kind of an end of the year. Here's some just funny little science stories that might have an inkling of truth behind them.
Okay, I'm gonna go look. 2017 issue. Thank you, Stephen. See, they're on the ball. Boys are on the ball, man. I love that. I don't have to carry the ball every play. They pick it up, they go. I love that. You can play too. Here's how you play.
Call us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
That's coast to coast.
Anywhere in the world, you can reach us at 813-636-8255.
Battling sinus, bronchial disorders, allergies, and other seasonal irritants can be a constant.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit TakeSolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
But it turns out that, according to Dr. Kyle Sue, men may be more susceptible to flu in terms of its effects and then the ultimate symptoms and death as well. So, be kind to men when they're sick. There was another strange story about Christmas, and I hadn't heard about this. Probably you have. It's called the Christmas tree syndrome. Apparently, that's been floating around for a long time, too, in the urban myth. Go to urbandictionary.com, Gary, if you have a moment, and type in Christmas tree syndrome and see if they have a definition for it. It's been it's been a myth, according to some. So let me give you the background and then some research regarding this may be relevant to you. Turns out maybe not so much a myth. Christmas trees, live Christmas trees. What other than fires, what could be wrong with that?
Okay. I know about this because I think I have issues with it.
All right. They provide a definition?
Well, not Urban Dictionary, but from ABC News.
Okay, hold on to it. Don't lose it. I'll come back to you. Don't want to give it away yet.
Yeah.
All right. So, it turns out that, of course, trees, when they dry out, can be a source of fire. And there's that happens a lot during the holidays, tragically. It's also the case that Christmas trees can be a source of mold. A gift you didn't ask for. If you have allergies and you're allergic to mold, this is not going to work out well for you. Saying mold and Christmas tree in the same sentence for people who have allergies turns out to be an unwanted gift. About 13%, it turns out, they report, of the population in the U.S. is affected by mold allergy. Okay, that's a substantial number of people. Now, relative to Christmas tree mold and people getting sick during the holidays, we're not going to find a legion of studies. Nevertheless, there's a little bit out there, and I'll share it with you. Some people swear that when the tree's brought into the house, they get sick. And everybody says, it's not the tree. And they get probably made fun of. And could be the tree. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, there is such an outfit, quote, if you have an allergy that occurs over several seasons, you may be allergic to the spores of molds or other fungi, close quote. Now, spores, they are variable. They have different sizes, different shapes. They're always in the environment, indoors, outdoors. They're around all over the place. Ask people that got allergies. There could be an excess in the article, and I want to give attribution to Ayala Ewings Martin, Dr. Martin. She points out that there could be over 1 million fungi species inhabiting the planet. 1 million different fungi species, of which just over 100 families or genera can cause mold allergy. That's plenty. And she identifies 4: penicillin, aspergillus, alternaria, and cladosporium. Those 4 genera, your genetic or general categories, are abundant, apparently. Now, mold spores can be dangerous for people when they reach a critical level, pointed out in the article. And if you have a mold allergy, and I'll bet there's more than a few people listening or watching that do, you can end up with all kinds of symptoms, and these mold spores are going to trigger the symptoms. You're sitting there, you got a beautiful tree, it smells great, it's all nicely decorated, and you're sick as a dog from the tree. Gary's showing him. Well, from where is this now? Which movie is this?
Christmas Vacation with the tree catching on fire.
There's George Burns, man. Smoking a cigar. Did he cause it? Is that George Burns?
No, I don't know who it is, but the tree's just melted.
I thought it was George Burns. So, in this case, trees can be a health hazard in that sense. Now, here's what happened. In 1970, there was a guy named Dr. Derek Wise. Wise. He published a paper in the Canadian Medical Association Journal entitled Christmas Tree Allergy, Mold and Pollen Studies. Well, that set everything, all the urban myths in motion. And he found that approximately 7% of allergic people saw a spike or an increase in their symptoms when they had a Christmas tree in their house. Now, what did you want to say?
Okay, so I believe it's real, the syndrome, and I suffer from allergies. And one of the things is that I notice around January 1st when we go to take the tree down that I can't breathe. At that point, I'm done. I mean, it's like a Benadryl hangout I need.
Maybe you are allergic to the mold.
And I've been to Christmas tree farms. There's one up by me, actually, in Dade City.
You get sick on the farm.
Yes.
You do.
Yes. And it's they not only that, but like Home Depot, walking through Home Depot with their live trees, I'm miserable.
Anything you can do about it?
Take Benadryl. All I do, and some type of antihistamine.
Then what the Dr. Wise did, he measured the variety of mold spores in 10 homes that had trees. And his results were largely inconclusive because the type of mold he found in the homes varied. Nonetheless, the Christmas tree allergy myth was coined. But you fast forward to 2007, and there was a Dr. Philip Hemmers. He reported at the annual meeting of the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology that this is real. And he had a unique way of trying to confirm his hypothesis. I'll share that with you. And apparently, the Christmas tree can get people sick.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Mold and fungi. Both found indoors, outdoors. No one knows how many species or fungi actually exist. I mean, they're supposed to be in the tens of thousands to perhaps hundreds of thousands or more. And the mold grows best in warm, damp, humid conditions and spreads and reproduces by making spores. Mold spores survive harsh environmental conditions. That's evolution. They can live in dry conditions, that such as dry conditions that do not support normal mold growth, but they can survive harsh environments. Why am I reporting this? Because it turns out that Christmas trees can carry mold, and the mold spores. People breathe them in and they get sick. Yeah. Cladosporium, penicillium, Alternaria, and Aspergillus. Those are the 4 common indoor molds. And I'm reporting on this study about Christmas tree mold. And it all started back in 1970, with Dr. Wise in his article about it. And then in 2007, there was another researcher, and that set into motion an urban myth about Christmas trees getting people sick. Everybody thinks, it's just a myth. No, it's not true. Well, then in 2007, Dr. Philip Hemmers did a unique little thing. He followed one tree, just one, and he found that the mold spores went up by more than 5-fold when in the house during a 14-day period, reaching 5,000 spores per cubic meter at the end, as they said in the article, the festive period. Not so festive if somebody's breathing in the spores. And then in 2011, there was a Dr. Lawrence Kurdlansky. And Dr. Kurdlansky and his colleagues from the State University of New York, Upstate Medical University in Syracuse, published a more extensive study. And then analyzing clippings from 28 Christmas trees belonging to their team and fellow staff, they found 53 mold species, of which 70% were potentially harmful. So it's not an urban myth, man. Some of you may be wondering every year, around Christmas time, you come down with some sort of allergy symptoms. And maybe you've been puzzled about that. It could be the tree. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Here's the number to call.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255, 877-897-8255.
So now you know, Gary, what you experience is real, man.
Yeah.
And then there's huh?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
That was good. That was a good drop in, Stephen. Stephen's feeling frisky back there today. Was that you? Or was that no? That was
Steve.
That was Steve. That was great.
But you really don't think about it. If you think about it, you're bringing something that's been growing outside for the past 5 years into your house, and it's not like they get pressure washed off or something.
No, they don't. I love live trees, though, don't you?
Oh, that smell!
Isn't it great?
Well, we went to Gaylord Palms. They had all them live trees, and they were it just smelled so good walking through there.
Yeah, Gary's referring to, we went to the Soho Trade Show in Orlando. It was held at the Gaylord Palms and Resort in Gaylord Palms Resort in Orlando. Big tourist thing, man. You see all these families. I get so anxious with the kids, and the ice cream, the kid walking with the ice cream, the chocolate ice cream is rolling down his sleeve. It's melting, right? The one kid snot coming out his nose. The one kid banging on his sister's head with the
candy cane.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, these parents, God bless them. And everybody's having fun. Oh, jeez. I guess that's what it's about. But the kids will remember that for the rest of their life, right?
The simple little memories.
Wow. You know what my dad used to do? He would take me, get on a streetcar. We didn't own a car. He never drove. And we would go, and he would take me to his workplace to see the trains, the big trains.
Right.
And then I still have my line. I'm going to give it to my grandson and my great-grandson. My Lionel, my first Lionel. I was about 8 years old, 7 years old. I still have it. It's like brand new. Then I have another one. Then he bought me a diesel later. I have them. I have the boxes. I have everything. These are.
So you got the steamer one.
I
then
do.
You have a diesel one.
I do have the one. You put the little pill in the stack and it smokes. Oh, I had how many hours I spent with that during the holidays. I bet there's people listening and watching. Do you have those kind of memories during the holidays? Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
It was. I entertained myself for hours.
Well, we moved to Florida. You have sand here, and I got a Tonka truck.
There you go.
And I thought I got a Tonka truck, and I got the bulldozer, the Tonka
Big
bulldozer.
deal, right?
Oh, hours outside in a sandbox.
Absolutely, man. So he would take me he worked for the railroad. And then he would show me the trains because he worked on the platform. He'd take me to the yards. And then he would take me to the stores where they would sell the trains. And then I remember one at Christmas, he bought a train set. Santa didn't bring it. He bought it and brought it home, and we set it up. It was just a little circle. I only had a few tracks, and then I built on it. That's my memory. My dad bought me my first train. Never forget it. Still have it. Yes, sir. We'll come back. We'll be at the top of the hour. Al in Tampa wants to know about fungal infections. We'll get to that if he can hang. And we go to our local affiliates throughout the U.S., and I don't know what they do during their breaks, but we have news, weather, and whatnot here in the local Tampa Bay area during the commercial breaks and all kinds of sponsors and whatnot. In the meanwhile, if you have to leave us, we'll catch you later. If you're coming back, we'll see you soon. We're going to be back here in a few minutes. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. We're coast to coast and we're global. And we're in the middle of this holiday season. We talked about man flu for the holiday season and the Christmas tree syndrome. Both of those are not urban legends. They're real, and we have the science to prove it. I'll be back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. Started yesterday, and glad you could join in. Get my hat straight. There we go. We're in business, and it's blue today. See, Gary? Not wearing black. Blue.
I like it.
All right. And Al was hanging on the phone. I apologize. Al, we headed into those messages, and I left you hanging there. If you want to call back, I'll be happy to talk to you about fungal infections. Very important topic.
I can fill you in. His question was kind of based on, there's tons of advertisements for prescription drugs, and they've got the laundry list of do's and don'ts after they tell you what it's supposed to help you with. He says he's noticed a lot mention if you're in a fungus or mold-filled environment, do not take these. His question was more aimed at, well, what is a heavily mold or fungus-focused environment? Like, how do you know if you're in one of those situations and if you happen to be taking those pills?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that in Florida, this is a big deal. And we've had more than a few scandals with homes, home builders and whatnot, using materials that were infected with mold and building homes. And then, of course, people, after the home is built, mold can get into the air conditioning system. I mean, it can be devastating to a person's health. And sometimes you don't put it together. But there are people who have become frightfully ill from mold in the home. And go ahead and try to sell a home where you've had mold, and you have to report it. I believe you're obligated to report that,
especially when you sell the house.
Yeah. So if he wants to call back, I'd love to talk with him. Dr. Ross is my guest in this portion of the show. She knows a thing or two about it, and well, I'll wait. If he calls back, then we'll talk about it. So, the holidays. In the first portion of the show, I reported on two odd stories that drift around in the culture as urban legends. Well, you know what? Maybe they're not. Man flu and Christmas tree, the Christmas tree legend, so that people get sick when they're around a Christmas tree. It's called Christmas tree syndrome. Turns out that both of those stories are not legends or urban legends, fiction. They're true. Men seem to not do as well as women when ridden with the flu. Tend to get sicker, and die more often. Maybe women have better immune systems. They would tell you that they have a lot of things that are better than men. You're probably right. But, we usually make fun of men for being sissies when they get sick. Well, maybe it is because they are sicker. Could be. Maybe it's just that indeed. So you may have a Christmas kind of health story that you want to share. Don't hesitate to contact us and share. We'll put you on.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. And I have a question from Mike on athlete's foot. Is that considered a fungus?
Okay. It's a big deal. Fungal infections. All right. Now that you brought it up. Fungal infections. Well, let me bring on Dr. Ross, too. I'll include her in this conversation. Dr. Ross, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I'll give you the address to send all the presents.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. After you make those comments about women and you bring a woman onto the show, yeah, you're going to get presents,
I was paying you a compliment. I'm saying men are sissies. Women have better immune systems. I didn't say anything pejorative about women. You're trying to do, man, get me in trouble?
No, I wouldn't do that.
I can get myself in trouble. We had Al called a little earlier, and he was going to ask about fungal infections. This is sort of a big deal. People don't realize, and mold infections, from the spores, can be fatal for some people. Athlete's foot. What do you know about athlete's foot?
Other than it's a fungal infection, it's easily transmitted. One of the things that happens with the fungal infection is you look at the immune system and how well the body can fight it off. What's going on, kind of what we're going to talk about today is, immune health and this time of year.
Okay, so this is right in line with your theme. Go ahead.
Right in line with the theme. If you've got a serious infection, it does need to have some antifungal treatment, whether it be prescription or over-the-counter or, tea tree oil or whatever you want to use. But with the system, when your system is immune compromised, whether it be from too much sugar, which seems to be a problem this time of year, stress, poor diet, those little microbes and bacteria and all those less than pleasant things that attack our body have a free ride in. And keeping your system healthy and your immune system strong will help that. But if you do happen to contract, say, athlete's foot, the sooner that you get it handled and managed is the better.
And there's all kinds of OTC, over-the-counter drugs for that. And it is contagious. You can pick it up in the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very common. Fungal infections, they're classified as either being opportunistic or primary. If it's an opportunistic infection, that means that, like Dr. Ross just said, you're immunocompromised. You're the host, and you're an immunocompromised host, and you can develop this infection. Now, the infection itself can be systemic, or it can be local. Athlete's foot is a local infection in the feet, or it can be systemic throughout the system. That creates a whole lot of problems. Local infections can occur in the mouth. They involve the skin, right? You can have them in the mouth. You can have in the how can I put this? In the more sensitive the genitalia area. It can occur in various parts of the body for local infections. So, being immunocompromised, AIDS causes of being immunocompromised include AIDS, diabetes mellitus, lymphoma, leukemia, other hematologic cancers, and so on. So, typical opportunistic system fungal infections include candidiasis, aspergillosis, these are even hard to say, and various others. So it can get complicated. Chills, night sweats, weight loss, malaise, depression can be some of from systemic infections. You can experience those kinds of symptoms. This can be a very complicated area, and they have various ways to diagnose it. But I'll stop right there. So, how do you prevent from becoming immunocompromised, Dr. Ross?
Oh, I thought you were continuing your conversation. I was just waiting for you to ask me. Well, you need to keep your immune system up. You help support with antioxidant support. You have, we're talking about things like proper diet. Make sure you're doing a good food multi.
What about mushrooms?
Mushrooms can help with that.
Okay, we have a call. We'll take it when we come back. Bill from Tampa, something about immune suppression. We are a host for viruses and bacteria. We are a big host and have been for a long time. Of course, we have our microflora. We have a symbiotic relationship with them, but we also have pathogenic bacteria. We're a host for them too. And those guys are warring down there in your gastrointestinal tract. We'll come back. We'll get to Bill. We'll come back with Dr. Ross, and we'll get to other matters regarding your immune system.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Ho, ho, ho. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Bill, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's great to have you on, man.
Happy holidays, Doctor. I wanted to mention, everything you all are saying is 100% true. But the biggest factor that I've seen as, personal trainer and counselor and so forth is the power of the mind. I mean, we can get heart palpitations with just a thought. We can get acid indigestion with just a thought. And if we can do that in a negative way, we can do that positively. We've got to keep the thoughts right. For instance, I bumped into an old friend I hadn't seen in 25 years yesterday. Very happy. Come home, express it to my wife. Well, about 2 hours later, I started getting anxiety. You know why? Because, we were back when we were young, and I'm feeling bad about the, times gone by. And my wife said, hey, snap out of it.
Jeez.
You had a good experience today. Why are you getting sad?
That's
so
when
we need to stop that mindset.
What are you doing, man? You're supposed to. You got all melancholy on them.
Yeah. I mean, we used to look great, and it was life was easy. And now we're old, but we did the man hug and everything. He's like, be happy that you bumped into your old buddy.
Yeah,
We've got to keep our minds right. All the supplements are not going to help you, and you've been in the health food industry a long time like I have, and you've seen a lot of unhappy people in the health food stores. You got to combine the mindset with the good food and the good supplements.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that gets anxiety when they meet an old friend. I am so glad you said that, because I've kept that to myself for years, and I thought it was me.
Why do y'all get anxious about that?
Time.
Yes.
What's time?
Time kicked our butt.
I know. Well, time does that, and it waits for no human. It clicks and ticks and does all that it can to. It does what it does, and that's the way it goes. I saw a photograph of one of my pals on my Facebook page. I've known him for decades. We were in drum corps together and everything. And I saw and I know he's not well. And I saw a photograph of him the day before yesterday. And boy, he just looks. That did get to me. I looked at him. I thought, oh my goodness. Yeah, when I see that's upsetting. Listen,
like this Christmas, you're going to miss your mom.
I know. Well, this is why I don't go to I went to a reunion. I went to one class reunion, and I vowed I would never go again. It was depressing, man. It was depressing.
Stop that.
It was.
Never go to reunions anymore.
I just no. And I'll tell you how bad it was. They had to put the photograph of the person. They gave them a badge, and they put their photograph on the badge so you could recognize them when you were in high school. Okay, you wouldn't be able to recognize them by name alone. You needed the photo. You needed the picture from high school to make sure that you got the right person. All right. Well, try to be happy. Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, man. You don't get upset, do you, Dr. Ross, when you meet old chums and pals and girlfriends and whatnot?
No, I get excited and happy that I got to see them, and we catch up on old times, and we have so much to talk about. I take it in a totally opposite way.
Yeah, everybody's a little different, but his point's well taken. It can be a little, especially when you see somebody New years ago and they're not in the best of health, and they don't look so good, and they're suffering and whatnot. That's
sad.
That is sad. I've seen that. I saw my poor friend. Gosh, he looked so bad. Broke my heart to see him like that. I could see it all over his face. That look of unwellness. Oh, it was dreadful. It was just dreadful. So the immune system. What do you think? It's so complicated. It's so complicated and implicated with disease, isn't it?
Oh, it's extremely complicated. But talking about this time of the year. And what people do, they want to prevent the cold and flu, and so they buy zinc, or they buy vitamin C, or they buy vitamin D, and those are all good, and it helps keep your immune system supported. But what you want to look at is getting the right thing to help your system. Now, after you've already come down with the flu or the cold or whatever, it's harder to get your body back out of it. So prevention is always the thing we want to do, and especially this time of year, and especially with what we hear on the news, is the flu season is worse, and it's going to be really bad, and, of course, all the drama that we hear in the news. We talk about...
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
The vitamin D, the vitamin C, and the zinc, those are the three key components I want to talk about today to help support the immune system. So go ahead with your comment.
As I was listening to you, the immune system is something that we do in terms of prevention, right? We're trying to prevent from getting the cold and flu right now. But the immune system is also a system that ties over, as many of the systems do, maybe all, for preparation. Because as we age, we want that down the road for when we get sick. We want that immune system. That's part of preparation for when we are faced with a life-threatening or very serious illness or accident. Mm-hmm. So it's implicated with prevention, and it's implicated in preparation, if you follow me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does to me for sure.
Yeah. And it's immunologists, oftentimes they can't, the patient will ask questions and they can say, we don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's so complex. And we think we learn one thing and then, oh, wait, well, what about this? So there's such a complexity there that we have to think about, let's keep it as strong as possible, because we are going to, get sick sometime. It's going to happen. It's how bad we get is what we need to look at.
And how prepared are you for how bad you get?
And how quickly you could recover.
There you go. And that's just like you prepare for hurricanes. You have to prepare for these threatening events, and you also have to practice prevention, like for today. We'll be back.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Your immune system, well, complicated system. It can fail you at the most inappropriate times. And oftentimes you don't even know that you're immunosuppressed. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. And so you have to stay vigilant with it and stay on top of it. And Dr. Ross is here today to help with that, especially during this time of year. Lots of stress, cold and flus flying around all over the place. People are traveling. You come in close contact with people at the airport, on the plane, at the parties, this and that, whatnot, slow dancing, jitterbugging, and all that stuff. Dr. Ross, welcome back.
Yes, all those things, right. I like the jitterbugging.
Yeah. No, it's the slow dancing that get you, because it, jitterbug, right. You got some distance. That's the close contact that gets you in trouble, man.
Slow dancing will get you in trouble.
I can't remember the last time I slow dance.
I can't either. That's sad, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's a very sad tale.
So we've talked about vitamin D before and the importance in the immune system, in that 80% of the world population is deficient in vitamin D. So pretty much everybody's taking a vitamin D supplement 365 days a year or close to that. That's just the standard. But this time of year we see a lot of vitamin C and a lot of zinc flying off the shelves. And zinc specifically has been known to help inhibit the multiplication of the rhinovirus, that cold virus. So people do get benefit from that. And can you take it proactively? Yes, in small amounts you can. We've got a great zinc lozenge, and it's got the vitamin C in it as well, which, it's an easy 1-2 punch. And you can do one of these lozenges a day, and you may get a cold, but it won't last as long, or it won't be as severe as the person that you know that had one. And it's a great supplement to have just when you maybe even start feeling a little bit of a cold coming on. So these are lozenges. You can suck them. That the zinc will help stick in like the throat area, so that helps keep that rhinovirus from replicating there.
Can you take too much zinc?
Yes, you can.
All right, so let's talk about that. What's too much?
Too much zinc. It depends on who you talk to, what you look up under. So as a rule of thumb, if you do 25 milligrams of zinc a day, you're going to be okay. Toxicity levels come into play when you're at that 200 mark. That's where it's very toxic. But in between 25 and 200, there's other things that can happen. You can deplete copper, you can deplete iron, you can deplete some other minerals, which then those can cause problems. If you deplete iron, then you can become anemic, which then, again, that's another problem that you have to deal with in your system. So just a simple rule of thumb, 25 milligrams a day during this time of year is a safe amount. Wouldn't go over that just as a preventative. If you do feel a cold or something coming on, then maybe 50 milligrams a day, 25 and 25 split up, not all at one time. Mm-hmm. So yes, zinc is one of those things that you can get too much of.
Are there any symptoms associated with an overconsumption of zinc?
Anemia is one, but that's where you've gone over the edge. That's wow. Like, okay, you're way past it. It's one of those things that if you take 100 milligrams today, you're not going to maybe feel a symptom of toxicity right away. It's not going to be that noticeable. It will happen over time. So just as a rule of thumb, you want to be careful with that.
So 25 milligrams is the ceiling?
Just for preventative, that's what I would say. Now, other areas you look at, some will say no more than 200 milligrams a day. That's way too much in my personal opinion.
Okay.
25 milligrams, rule of thumb, good, safe amount.
All right. Vitamin D, can you take too much? Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so it'll get stored in the tissues. Can you take too much vitamin D?
Toxicity levels have not been established. RDA, or the new DV, daily value, runs between 400 and 800 IUs, depending on what.
People are taking as much as 5,000 IUs a day.
Yes. And that's because it may not be absorbing well. And that's okay, as long as you're not over-supplementing. And again, we go, this is fat-soluble. You need to make sure you get your blood test done to see what your levels are. If you're low, you can take the 5,000 IUs a day until you get your levels up to the median range. I like to look at levels, when blood test levels, below 25 on the reading is always considered low. I like to look at levels right hitting about 50. That's a good safe level. But again, as a fat-soluble nutrient, you want to make sure you don't have too much. We've got great options. We've got the vegan D3. We've got some new vitamin D sprays that are with MCT oils, so they don't have a real slimy taste to them. So there's many options to do it. There's even people who are taking 10,000 IUs a day, but they are very deficient. And how the body is absorbing and utilizing the vitamin D also comes into effect. So
let me ask you this: is it possible that some supplement products, vitamin D supplement products, how can I frame it? Are all vitamin D supplements equally the same in terms of quality?
Very political correct how you ask that question.
Yeah, are they, in terms of quality?
Well, you want to look for the high quality. The lichen is the vegan form, which that's a very high quality. But what the carrier oils are, if it's a soybean oil that's a carrier and you don't do well with soy, that may not be the choice for you. With ours being MCT from coconut oil, that also helps with absorption and utilization. So yes, the supplement has a lot to do with it. You want to look for a quality
I've seen
supplement.
vitamin D dry in a capsule.
Okay, that would be for someone who maybe has gallbladder issues or no gallbladder, because those people have problems with fat, and a fat-soluble nutrient in a fat carrier could give them distress. So,
well, would a vitamin D in a capsule that's a powder be less effective?
In my personal opinion, yes.
Really? Because it's what, less absorbed or what?
You don't have the fat carrier. Remember, it's a fat-soluble nutrient. It should have a fat carrier with it. Now, if you're taking, again, the person who takes it is usually the one that doesn't have a gallbladder, but they need to be taking it with a fat, and if they don't have a gallbladder, they're staying away from fat. So you've got a very difficult situation for the body to actually absorb and utilize that D.
877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. I keep asking questions. I keep getting more confused.
It's very confusing.
What? Yeah, that's why I'm asking. So zinc, we got to be careful. Vitamin D, we have to watch the limit. Vitamin C, what? You got to be careful. Too much, you can get loose stools, right?
Yes, and that's one of the common occurrences when people take a lot of vitamin C, especially this time of the year. They get loose stools and they think they're getting sick. It's really because they're taking too much vitamin C.
Now that's a lot of vitamin C to get there.
Yes, it is. But some people, when I was in practice, I used to have people come in that were taking 5,000 milligrams 5 times a day. It's like, really? Okay.
Let me ask you something off topic. Does too much L-lysine cause cancer? I gotcha. Think about that, please. Think about that during the break, will you please? We come back, we'll have the LTN health question of the day. And sometimes it's not the answers, it's the questions that you ask that illuminate. We want to turn lights on. We're trying to turn the lights on.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
So here's the LTN health question of the day. True or false? I'll make it easy. Is man flu a myth or is it real? In other words, is it true or false? Well, is it true or false that men tend to, at least with respect to the flu, not do as well with women and do, in fact, maybe get sicker and have more severe symptoms and might be more susceptible to even death because of the flu? Is that true or false based on my reporting? Here's the number to call to win a $25 supplement gift card.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
Welcome back, Dr. Ross. So vitamin zinc, which is a mineral, we talked about that. Vitamin D, vitamin C. Is there anything else? Mushrooms. I've been doing mushrooms lately to try to boost my immune system. What do you make of that?
Mushrooms are great for that. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do to boost the immune system. And again, we talk about it's a very complicated and complex system in the body. Mushrooms are good.
Do you have a mushroom product at Country Life Vitamins?
We do not.
Really?
No.
I'm surprised.
I know. Well, things that we can look at in the future. We always are looking for new and innovative things. But we do have like the vitamin C with acerola, vitamin C with rose hips to help with.
Let's stop. Let me stop you there. Acerola, rose hips, vitamin C, ascorbic acid. They're all the same. What's going on?
Well, they're a little bit different on how the body uses them. The ascorbic acid would be the one that is the standardized USP. Acerola is obviously your fruit, and rose hips also actually comes from the blossom of a wild rose plant. So those all work together with the bioflavonoids. They work to support one another. With rose hips, you're going to get vitamin E and lycopene and beta-carotene, other polyphenols.
Okay.
Bioflavonoids, those are going to be your considered super antioxidants, and that's really what we're looking for. Those are the ones that help with antiviral properties.
Okay.
So you want a blend, and that's what we have in our vitamin C. We've got a buffered vitamin C, so if you get upset stomach from taking vitamin C, we've got a buffered one that's buffered with calcium. Calcium's an alkalizing agent.
Okay.
We've got a great variety of vitamin C's to choose from, and I don't recommend taking them all at one time. Spread them out throughout the day.
You want that? Yes. Do you have any time-release vitamin C?
Not so much time release. Time release to me means it's like coated along the way. So take a little bit throughout the day, multiple times.
Yeah, you want it in your bloodstream throughout the day.
Right. And also, if you're a smoker, all my patients that were smokers, I would say, okay, every time you have a cigarette, you need to take 250 milligrams of vitamin C. Wouldn't believe how many smokers quit smoking after that. It was like such a hassle. But smoking really depletes vitamin C.
Okay. Let me ask you about my question. It's off topic. Is there a connection between lysine and cancer?
I don't know of any. I know too much lysine can elevate cholesterol, can aggravate gallstones. It fights for the receptor for arginine, and arginine helps with blood flow. So there's a lot of things that too much lysine, there's research that shows, but I don't know about any research on.
You haven't come across it, huh? In your readings, in your work, in your clinical work, in your
not causing cancer, causing other problems that could, lead to it by another cause, but not specifically lysine itself.
Okay. Let's go to Willgrove and Constance. Welcome to the show. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Hi, Constance.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Happy holidays to you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Very good. Nice weather there where you are today?
It's chilly. It's cold today. It's wintertime.
Got a jacket on, do you? Where's Willgrove? Where is that?
Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. Pennsylvania.
Oh, in Pennsylvania. Oh, it is cool up there. Oh, for sure. It's wintertime, man. For sure. You're right. So is it true that there is such a thing as man flu in that, we always make fun of men when they get sick. Oh, you're acting like a little baby. There seems to be, is it true or false? There seems to be some research to support the idea that maybe men don't do as well with the flu than women and really do get sicker. Is that true or false?
True.
True, it is true. At least there's some research to suggest that. So we have to quit making fun of men when they get sick. Are you going to have a nice holiday this year? What do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
I know so. Think positive. Yes.
Do you like this time of year? Do you enjoy it?
No. Weather-wise, I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but this is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
I'll make myself comfortable with it and keep on.
Yeah. It's sort of mixed, right? And we have all kinds of memories for this.
Yes.
Those that are not here, those, you wish they were.
That's
and
correct.
some of the people that are here, you wish that they wouldn't come visit. Right? Yeah, I know. Well, I want to wish you the best in this holiday season and the best of health, and we thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for calling today. I'm so glad that you won, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate your listenership.
And thank you, and happy holidays to you and your.
Thank you very much, Constance, and we appreciate you too, Doctor. We know I know how hard you work, Dr. Ross, and you're always out there working hard. Trying to educate, trying to help people, even though they don't want to help themselves. I get it, and we appreciate that. Well, we Country Life Vitamins, the company is one of the best supplement companies. It's one of the most legitimate, and it's among the top for sure. And we're very proud to have them as a sponsor, and we enjoy.
I'm proud to be one of the educators, so that makes it nice.
Well, yeah, you do a good job, and we appreciate that. I appreciate you entertaining my questions and putting up with me.
Not a problem, and have a great holiday season to you and everybody there at the studio too.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and have a nice California Christmas. Okay.
Oh no, Las Vegas.
Oh, you're in Las Vegas. You're in Vegas.
Yes, I live here now, so.
We'll have to talk to you about the casinos.
I stay away from them.
Do you? I love going into the casino. I love watching the people.
Watching people's different. I know you can do that on the Strip. Just walking the Strip and seeing the people.
I know. It's so much fun. You take care of yourself and
right.
and have a wonderful holiday, okay?
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow, and I look forward to it.